Yeah. So most of us are already involved in selling one or two things. Yeah, we try to use our social media and all of that. But when it comes to selling online, it's more advanced now. It's more difficult than just posting on WhatsApp and our social media handles. And despite just um, selling items, there are still other things that we all can still do without even having our day-to-day job being distracted. So on our screen, as most of us can see, I guess all of us can see the screen here. This is just a general overview of what we are going to do in the course. So we are at the chapter 1, which is the welcome and introduction. Chapter 2, we are going to talk about the digital opportunity for medics, right? Chapter 3, we talk about how to make surveys and responses. Then chapter 4, we take a deep dive into digital marketing. Then yeah, since most of what we are going to be talking will be about sales and online, because no matter the skill or the path we all decide to follow, end of the day we will have to sell some of these our products or our services to people using the internet, and we'll be needing graphic design. So I will take us some little training on simple graphic design we can do on our own without having to hire somebody to do that for us. Then we'll talk about copywriting, and we go ahead to discuss on how to manage a medical practice website, and we'll talk about content calendar, target audience, and all of that. So all this might sound very vague and not making any sense to us, but by the time we start discussing them, it will make more sense. So before I even proceed to telling us some of these opportunities we have, I want to please beg you guys for some things. One, I know all of us wants to make money, right? Everybody on earth wants to make money, because without money you actually can't do anything. But this money we want to make, it's actually for our own personal, it's our personal interest, right? So, and the way the world functions, nobody cares about what we want, nobody cares about what you want, nobody cares anything about you. So for people to really take you serious, you should be able to um, offer value, right? It's in the exchange of your value that people will pay you money. So rather than thinking of making money, I will want us to look at it like trying to figure out how we can render value, how we can be of help to people. The moment we start being of help or rendering value to people, automatically people will chase us with their money, right? So if you just go about, I'm looking for money, I'm looking for money, that's how money will keep running away from you. So in everything, any of these parts that we will decide today, you should try to make sure that you actually solve people's problem. Because if you are not making money, it actually means that you are not solving any problem, or the problem that you are trying to solve, people don't really care about it, or they have a better solution to it or a cheaper solution. So we all should, after I explain some of this opportunity, we should sit back, think about how we can make it to solve societal problem. And the moment we start solving problem, money will start coming. So going forward, so the first side hustle for medical professionals that I would like to talk about is blogging, right? Okay, do anybody have a question before I even proceed? Hello, someone is trying to talk. Okay, Is there, do anybody have a question? You can ask your question before I proceed now. Okay.
Yeah, Lillian, one on the head now.
Okay.
At the
So
same one is off now.
it's not off. Oh, yeah, it's off
I
now.
just on it now. It's off.
Don't worry. Turn it off back. Sorry. So in the midst of, in the absence of no question, I will continue with the first side hustle I will be talking about is blogging. What is blogging? Blogging is basically we, you, me, and you choosing a particular niche, right? Writing about it, writing about that subject matter, and try to get traffic on that stuff you write about. And the moment people start visiting your blog site, the moment people start um, um, yeah, visiting your site, coming to your site, interacting, the moment you start getting traffic, then you can now apply for Google to place adverts on your site. Most times when we go to sites, we do see while reading, we see small small box of adverts that do pop up, right? These things are they are ads that are being placed by Google, and they pay the owners of these websites or blog sites some amount of money to place these ads on their blog or website. So before going into this blogging, as medical personnel, right, this is the advent of internet and technology. Most people do search for their illnesses and symptoms. Depending on your profession, you can write what people search about with respect to what you know, right? For example, if you are a pharmacist, you can have a blog site, or yeah, a blog site that talks about pharmacy, illnesses, treatments, reactions of drugs. You can talk all about all this, and you you promote it, and you make it to be shown to more people. The moment you start getting traffic on this your blog site, people will or rather, you can apply for Google so that they can place adverts on your blog site, and you can receive money, or you can earn money from that. And the good thing about this thing is, once you've picked up, the moment you start generating traffic, you don't really need so much effort anymore. It will start generating income automatically on its own, though you need to be active and keep putting more content before it starts yielding profit. Aside from Google also, other companies, let's say you talk about drugs, right? Depending how you're able to push your ads, right? Drug companies or organizations that are relating to your field of discourse can meet you, or you can even write to them for them to place adverts on your blog post or on your blog site, and you charge them for that. A lot of people are actually making a lot of money from that. So part of the training that we'll be doing in this whole course is how to do a simple blogging. So you will learn, most of us will learn how to do all of this if that's your area of interest. Some of the skills you might be needing for this blogging is basic graphics design, because when you write a blog post, you want a design to draw people's attention, because on the internet people are very fast nowadays. So you have to have a graphics that once people are maybe checking through their feeds, they see what you've designed and it's something they can release to. They want to click and read what you've written about. Then copywriting. So another skill is copywriting. Copywriting means salesmanship in text, right? The way a salesman will talk about his product or his services. Now copywriting, it's all of that, but now in written form. So to be a good blogger, you should have this copywriting skill. Another skill needed is search engine optimization, right? Search engine optimization is how to position whatever you've written or whatever article you are putting out there for people to for search engine to find it, right? For example, you write about a particular illness or a particular drug. If someone searches for this item or searches for this illness or this drug, you will want your post to show up, right? So search engine optimization does all of this. So for your ability to master search engine optimization will make Google to rank you faster, because you wouldn't want whatever you've written to be in the 100 page of Google. Nobody's going to click next to the 100 page. So you want your articles to be on Google's first search page. Then number 4 skill you'll be needing to be a good blogger is how to manage a CMS website. CMS simply means content management service, right? It's a software or an online software for making websites, for managing blogs without having to do coding. You really don't need to know how to code to manage your blog sites, big posts, and do simple editing. So um, knowing how to manage a CMS website, like I said, CMS is a content management system. Another skill you'll be needing is web hosting skill, because when you make your blog post, or when you make your blog will be hosted somewhere, right? So it's going to be your whatever you've written or whatever you've made will be residing on a computer, that when somebody goes to, let's say your blog post is lillian.com, or drugstock at drugstockwithlillian.com, for example, right? If someone visits that, it should come up irrespective of the parts in the world they are. So for this thing to reside somewhere, it's called hosting. So you should know how to manage a blog or a hosting, or how to manage and upload a blog post, right? So having said that, you should also know how to do traffic conversion. Traffic conversion means people that visit your site, your ability to turn them to cash, because it's not just people to come to your site and just watch or read and just go away. You should also know how to monetize the visits to your sites. Then the next one is digital marketing in general. Digital marketing is just basically how to sell online. So it's a very broad term. Most of us have been hearing it. Most of us have been trying to sell different things online. So it's a very broad subject. I think it covers all of the skills that I'll be talking about. So we'll talk all about that. Then the last one is goal setting and tracking. So hope there's no question. I will give like 1 minute to entertain any question. If there's any question, please ask your question before I proceed. Okay, in the absence of no question, the next is the vlogging. Vlogging is similar to blogging, but the key difference is that in blogging it's all about text and pictures, but in vlogging it's videos, right? The trend now online is people are appreciating more video content than written content. So vlogging, it's the video form of blogging, but in this time around you'll be making much use of YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and all of the video social media to carry out your activities. Some of the skills you'll be needing is a good understanding of social media like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, etc. If you are someone that you're not social, you don't like coming online, you don't like any of all the social media stuffs, yeah, this is not your thing, right? For you to be a good blogger, you should have a very vast knowledge on social media, and you should also be very active in them, because if you are the kind of person that you have one picture for like 1 year, 6 months, I don't think you can do that. So it's for the very social people, and they like to be on screen. So work is, you enjoy your work when you do when you are being paid for doing what you enjoy. So another skill that you'll be needing is social media presence, search engine optimization, which I've talked about, how to manage CMS, traffic conversions, similar thing. So that is that for vlogging. For the next one, podcast also. Podcast is similar to the blog and the vlog, but here in podcast it's just all about audio, right? There's everything you do is audio. There are podcasts. There's Google Podcasts where you get to set up your podcast channel, and people subscribe, and you get to talk. People can listen to you while doing their normal job, or while driving to work, or while stuck in traffic. So that is that. The basic skill you'll be needing is speaking skills, use of voice to convey emotions, still search engine optimization. You should understand a little bit of sound engineering, how to take noise away from sounds, how to increase the bars or the treble or whatever in sounds. You should know how to do these basic simple things, and you should also know how to do podcast hosting. Then, like the rest, traffic conversion, digital marketing, goal setting, and tracking. Then the fourth one is content creation. Content creation is the way a blog is now. As if you are a content creator, you don't necessarily need to own a blog. Like if you are a content creator, you can write about subject matters, right? But now you write for either an organization, maybe a hospital, pharmaceutical organization, or even a blogger, right? So you don't need to own those. You don't need to own a blog or any of that. Your duty is just to write on their behalf, right? You can write about for hospital that we are talking about, or for medical practice that we are talking about. You write about the core business of where the industry you are working for. If you are working for a hospital, you're a nurse or you're a doctor or you're a pharmacist or anything, you can be a writer for that organization you work for. And you can be writing about illnesses, write about drugs, write about events, send emails to the hospital patients, happy new year, happy new month, all these messages that just to keep relationship between you and the organization. So as a content creator, you do all of this, and you can do this at close of work, and you'll be paid for that, because organizations now, it's difficult for non-health workers to really do digital marketing for healthcare practice, because they don't really understand how these stuffs work. There are a lot of content creators out there, yes, but the advantage that most of us have is that we being in the medical industry, it's easy for you to write about this thing. This thing. In short, it can be the hospital you work for can pay you extra money for doing all of this, and you get to do them while maybe at home or at your off period and all of that. They don't spend more, there's more value, and you can do this for 1, 2, 3, 4 hospitals or clinics or pharmaceutical company or laboratory, any one of them that you find yourself. So what are the skills necessary for doing all of this? Still copywriting. Like I said, copywriting is salesmanship in text, so you should be able to convey your thoughts, your emotion in text. Then basic graphics design, search engine optimization, managing CMS websites, traffic conversion, digital marketing, goal setting. Any question before I proceed? Somebody should just talk. Let it be that I'm not talking to myself. I've been talking and nobody is saying anything. Please, someone should just unmute and say, okay, I'm following, or I have a question, or anything.
No, we are following. We are following. You're on point, sir.
All right, all right. Any other person?
We are following. No,
Hello,
we are here. We are
wait,
listening.
Okay, okay, okay. Sorry.
wait, Mr. Odinaka, please. Wait, I thought we are talking about blogging. Well, we don't reach number 5 already.
Oh my God, where have you been?
Ha,
Can
I've been here now.
can someone that is following
Please,
please explain to her?
I understand blogging and vlogging, but I don't know 3 and 4. I'm seeing 5 and 6 on my screen. Please, can you go
Yeah,
back to
so
the slide
even
of
when we did content
3 and 4?
creation, it's not here.
Okay, number three is podcast. Can somebody explain what podcast is? Hello, can someone please explain to Lillian what podcast is all about?
Podcast is basically like an audio something. You talk to people and they listen to you, probably when they are free or driving or doing whatever they are doing. They'll just listen. So, if you are to use podcast, you have to make use of your voice and you need some sort of sound
Hello.
engineering, I guess.
Yeah, you are very, 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 very correct. Can someone else explain? Lillian, hope you are clear with that.
Okay, wait. I want to understand a podcast. On what platform can you use podcasts?
Okay, there's Google Podcast. If you
Like blogging.
yeah, if you should go to if you should
Okay.
go to Play Store and you download Google Podcast, there are different podcast channels, but the most popular among them is Google Podcast. Me, I listen to podcasts when I'm in Lagos, or while I'm in Lagos. Like if I'm in traffic, I have people I follow early in the morning if I'm going to work, or if I'm driving, or I just listen to those podcasts. So if you go to Google Play Store, download Google Podcasts, you see list of people you can subscribe, just like YouTube, right? If you're on YouTube, you see list of people, you can search for people, you can follow them, you can play their podcast, you can rewind, you can see list of everything they've posted before, right? Are you clear?
Yes, but can anyone join that podcast? Can like me now, if I want to start doing the podcast or something, can do I have any? Is
Yeah.
there any requirements? Like there's I don't know if you understand what I mean
Yes,
by. Is there
yes,
any requirement?
yes. The requirement that falls under the skills required. The basic skill requires is your speaking skills, your ability to use voice to convey emotion, search engine optimization, sound engineering, podcast hosting. Now this is the main part. Podcast hosting, how to host a podcast. Though some of these things I will teach us some, but there's no how I can teach you guys all of them, because it's not that I know everything, but I can teach you guys the most common ones that cut across anyone, and any one of them, even if you decide, I can also guide you. Like this podcast, I can assist if it's something you want, I can assist you on how to set up your podcast and all of that. So that's not an issue. I think
Okay,
that is
yeah,
that.
I'm clear with podcast now. Over to content creation.
Okay, somebody else should please explain content creation to her. Hello, someone should please explain content creation. Maybe I should be mentioning them. Okpe, please explain to her what content creation is.
So, so hello.
Hello.
I'm here.
Okay, okay, Olivia, go ahead.
Uh-huh. Okay, for content creation, it has to do more of writing, your ability to write on a particular topic, your expertise in writing topics, different types of topic, you know. Then for example, now you might decide to go into sports, take a part. If you're a fan for sports and you are very good in writing, you have the ability to write well, you can take a particular topic, write about it clearly, or take any particular topic you think you are very good with and write on it. Then the skills you actually need include copy writing skills, and this particular skill is the type where you write and write well, as in enough for people to read and understand. You make it very clear to the point that even a layman can understand what you're actually saying. Then you need a basic graphic design skills, then the search engine optimization, then also the managing of CMS websites, traffic conversion, digital marketing is also involved, and also you set goals and then you track your progress.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so just to wrap up what Olivia said. So content creation, it's basically you providing written content for organizations. As a medical practitioner or someone in the medical field, stuffs you can do is like hospitals. For instance, most hospitals, they have websites, but their website is not bringing money for them. It's just dormant. So what you can do, since nowadays people google about their symptoms, now you can write about different illnesses or different diseases or different cure or even procedures that you guys took at your place of work, right? So that when people search for these things, you will be the one providing solutions to it. And normally how this thing work is, if people can find you as an authority, if people see you as an authority, when they have that kind of problem, they will always come back to you. So if your hospital, your medical institution, your laboratory has been dishing out valuable content on particular illness, if someone should have that illness or knows anybody that has that illness, they will direct that person to your hospital, right? And there is when it comes to digital marketing, there's what we call tracking code, right? Tracking code is like a code you install on your website. Most of us have seen that when you go to Jumia, when you browse for, maybe let's say you browse for shoe on Jumia website, and you are on Facebook or Instagram or thereabouts, you start seeing similar items to what you've browsed, right? That is because they've done what they've installed on their website or on their, yeah, on their website, what we call a tracking code. So you can as a content creator, you should know how to do all of this for your hospital. So aside just enlightening people on illnesses, drugs, diseases and all of that, you can also install tracking code, so that if you want to make a promo or pass a particular message, or maybe you are doing free counseling or anything, you show it to people that has had interaction with your company, right? I think that's enough, though we'll come into this properly, because all of these things that we are going to be doing, all these things we are discussing about, will actually, it's going to be more of practical something. So this is just like a general overview of everything. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to write to some of the hospitals I have connections with, so they will allow us to use their websites or their business as practice, so that you can practice all of this. Because no matter what you learn, you don't learn by reading things or by learning things, you learn more by doing. So I will write to them, though I'm discussing with some of them, and I'm sure they will be willing to allow us to practice with them. So after teaching us how to do most of these things, then you practice with them. Then if you have an organization you want to use as a practice, you can write to them and tell them, okay, I want to be providing content for you for free, right? So with that, you build your portfolio, and you learn the in and out of it, because no matter what I say here, you have to go into the field and learn your mistakes yourself. So are you clear, Lillian? Lillian, if you are clear,
Yes, I-
you are clear, right?
I'm here. Yes, I am.
Okay, please help us turn off your microphone. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
So the fifth is a home medication service, right? Most of us here are nurse, right? Yeah, some substantial number of us are nurses. So side hustle you can do is you can render home medications for people that are having some particular illness or whatever, right? Rather than coming to the hospital, paying for beds and all of that. If you have been able to prove yourself as an authority in that field, people will be very comfortable to take their treatment plan, and you come to their homes and administer these drugs to them, and you get paid for it, and they spend less, they spend less in terms of money and stress. So it's a good one. Most of us as nurses should key into, but first it starts from you making people believe in you, right? Making people to believe in you, and you also making sure that you are not taking what is beyond your profession, or what is beyond your qualification or your license, because here you are going to be liable for everything that you do. So you should trade carefully and do what would not put you in trouble, and all of that. So first it has to do with you telling people that okay, you can actually do this, or this is obtainable, and making them believe that you are an authority in this field. And you can establish this authority by all of these processes that we've talked through: vlogging, blogging, podcasts, right? So when you talk about all these things often, people will naturally believe that you're actually good, and you can do it. So what are the skills required? First, the first skill is experience at what you do, right? If you're a nurse, you have to be very experienced at it. If you're a lab scientist, you have to be experienced at what you do. Then you have to do what does not contravene your professional ethics. That is very paramount, right? This is health, right? There's no room for mistakes. So you should do what is within your professional ethics. Then you should understand search engine optimization, because yeah, you offering these services, you have to let the rest of the world to know that this is something you can do. So search engine optimization helps you reach a wider audience. So traffic conversion, like we've mentioned, you also need digital marketing, and you need goal setting and tracking. That is that for that. Then to website design, this is it's still a side hustle for those that feel they can do it. Website design, it's all about you building websites for organizations, especially medical institutions, hospitals, pharmacy store, laboratories, home care, orphanage, all sort of it, right? It basically involves you knowing how to put content and make a beautiful design for all this organization. The good thing about this thing is this skill, this web design, it's on the average you can charge for like 50,000 naira to do a very simple website. And in that 50,000 for a very simple website, you spend less than 10,000 naira, and you can get it done you can even get it done in a day, right? But for you to attain this level, it does not just come overnight. You have to practice, learn, and until you are very skilled at it. So if you have this, you can go out, seek for contracts, get it, do it at night, but you have to understand some of these things that I will mention. In the skills needed is copywriting, because you'll be putting tests on the website, because your person that is giving you the job is not going to be providing, most times they won't be providing content for you. So you should have to understand how people that use the internet, how they think, what they want to see, the kind of contents they want to see to attract them to that website. Because if a website is successful, you will also be successful. So you have to understand copywriting. Now, like I've also said, for people that are just joining us newly, copywriting is salesmanship in text. The way people sell drugs and advertise with their voice, but in copywriting it involves all of that, but now in written text. And then you should understand basic graphics design, search engine optimization, how to manage content management service, basic HTML. HTML means hypertext language. It's a scripting language for writing web pages, right? You get to learn all of that. You should know basic CSS. CSS is a scripting language for designing the looks, how websites looks and all of that. Though website design does not really involve all of this. Website design is click and drop, like using CorelDRAW, all this your photo editing softwares. But your understanding of all these languages that I'm telling you will make your work easy and makes you more professional, though they are not necessary. You should have an artistic skill. Yes, you should understand colors, alignments, all these basic artistic design skills. You should be familiar with it. So if you think you are artistic in nature, it's a good one for you. You should also understand website hosting, because you want to host your website. The website you build for people, you want to host it. Then, like I've mentioned earlier, traffic conversion, digital scale, goal setting and all of that. So if this interests you, this is one area you can pursue. And for you ladies, if you can do this, it will be better for you. But it's not something that is common to ladies, and it's kind of harder compared to the rest ones, but it's possible. There are a lot of female website designers, and if you actually take your time to master it, I bet you'll be cashing out. And the good thing about it is that every website, there are yearly renewals. So after you've built the website, every year they keep renewing. So if you have like up to 10-15 clients every year, you'll be rest assured that you'll be having some substantial amounts of money without you doing anything. So the next is web and app development, right? In the key difference between web and app development and website design is, in website design is just basically you clicking and dropping. You don't have to write codes, you don't have to program anything, right? You just design what people get to see. But when it comes to web and app development, you build application, you build softwares for particular industry. Let's say you are in the hospital, your hospital may make use of EMR software. If you are a web app developer, you build EMR software. If you are into diagnostics, you build LIS software. If you are into pharmaceuticals, you build pharmaceutical softwares, right? If you are in accounting, you build accounting softwares. So if you choose to go into this is a harder, I think this is the hardest among all of them. But if, despite being hard, it's possible. There are a lot of people doing it, there are a lot of females doing it, there are a lot of women in healthcare that are into it. You actually have edge, because you tend to build what is relating to your industry, because you understand how the whole thing works. One thing is being a web developer, one thing is building application for healthcare, because being a web developer or app developer does not guarantee that you understand the way hospital operates, the way diagnosis organization operates, or the way a pharmaceutical industry operates. So it's a plus for you. The skills needed, when it comes to web development, there's front and back end development. For the front end, you'll be needing programming languages like HTML, CSS, JavaScript. For the back end, front end is basically what when you visit a software, the things that you see, right? People that build all of that thing that you see, it's called front end developers. So these languages beside them are the programming languages they use. Then back end development, they build the core functionalities of the software, right? When you click save, stuff that happen at the background when you click save, when you try to retrieve a record, those things that goes at the back end, they are called back end development. So some of the language you can use any of these: PHP, Node.js, Python. I'm not really going to be going deep into this, but in case any of you develop interest in any of these field, you can personally chat me up and we'll talk at length about them. Then we have what we call a full stack developer. Full stack developer does both front end and back end, right? Then there's mobile app developer or mobile app development. Mobile app development now, web app is an application you access using your browser, right, using the internet. But mobile app, you access them through your phone. You download it on your phone. You download them through Play Store or iOS store, right? Then some of the languages you use for it, we have Kotlin, we have Flutter, we have Java, we have Swift, there's Python, there are a lot of other ones out there. Then you should understand version control. Version control is if you are working with a team, for people to collaborate together and join what people are working together, or if you want to revert to old version of things that you build, so you should understand that. Then web and app hosting, so that is that for web and app development. Next is photography or videography. Yeah, if you pick up interest in video, in photography or videography, it's basically all about shooting videos and taking pictures. It's an interest you can do as a side hustle at your leisure time. You can take people amazing pictures and cover their events, edit them, and get paid for it. More especially photo, this advent of people having their birthday, going for birthday photo shoots. If it's something that interests you, you can pick that as an interest and you learn it, and over a period of time you master it and you make money out of it aside your normal healthcare job. So what are the skills that you need? You need the basic skills you need. You need how to make use of the DSLR camera, right? This DSLR is the professional camera we all know about, right? You get to know how to use it very well. See, some of these things you can actually learn. Almost all of these things I've just mentioned, sitting at the comfort of your home. Everything you need is online now, though you need some kind of guidance and all of that, which I'm willing to provide if any of us choose this path. So still continue on this. You should also have the skill of how to edit videos and picture, and you have to be physically fit, because when you talk about photography or videography, you have to be moving about, bending, squatting, standing, and you should also understand digital marketing, because you have to tell people that you can do so and so thing. Then number 10 on our list is e-commerce. So e-commerce is one simple and easy one any of us can do, right? E-commerce is basically we selling online, right? But the good thing about it is that there are a lot of established platforms that enable e-commerce in Nigeria. So some of which include like Jumia, Konga, Gigi, right? Rather than trying to build your own e-commerce store, you can, like, if you should go to Jumia don't own any of these products, Konga don't own any of these products, Gigi don't own any of the products. People list their items there. As medical practitioners, you can buy items from anywhere, maybe from China if you are into drop shipping, or you can even, the simplest of them is if you know the major distributors of all these items, right? If you go to, like, let's say Lagos, right? I know in Mushi they sell medical equipment in Mushi, right? If you know some of these Igbo traders, they don't know how this internet thing works, but they are big time importers of these items. They bring these things in bulk from China and all of that. You can buy this thing, or you don't even need to buy them. You can just meet them, talk to them, register on Jumia or Konga as a vendor, snap pictures of all these items, place it there. Once people make order on Jumia, Jumia notifies you. You go to this Igbo trader, you take this item, either you pay for that one that you are taking, or if you've reached an agreement that okay, that please be giving me your credit, depending on how able you are able to convince them, they can give you on credit. So after subsequent doing business with them, they can be giving you on credit. They give you, you submit to Jumia's delivery station, and Jumia delivers, collects the money, and you get paid, and you give these people their own share without owning anything, no stress, right? So the major thing for you is first have to know the major distributors of these items, because most of us sell items that are very exorbitant. They buy things from regular store, they add any amount they want, and they want people to buy. When in this advent of internet, people know the price of everything. So for you to really excel, first you have to try to know the major importers and distributors of this, so that you can get it cheaper and you can sell on all these platforms I mentioned, Jumia, Konga, and the rest of them. And also give good descriptions of items you are selling. If you go to Jumia, people just put one picture. If you really want to be far ahead of your competitors, get plenty pictures, 10, 15, 20 pictures, upload them there, let people see different design, different version of it. Describe the items you are selling very well. Once people see this, they say okay, this vendor, even if your own is even more expensive, for your ability to describe it very well, snap it very well, describe it very well, give different angles, people will say that okay, this is a professional, and they will tend to patronize you more. If you see people that have more pictures on Jumia and all of this, they sell better than people that just have one item. People are lazy, despite the item is not their own, they don't import this thing, they don't involve their money, but laziness to snap good pictures and plenty of picture, or even write about the items, they are so lazy about it, and they want to sell, but they are still making sense anyway. So imagine you taking your time to do all of this thing, finding good distributors, good importers, and snapping this picture, good quality pictures, clear pictures, different angles, describing them very well. You will do far better. Then for people that are not in Lagos, people that are very close to Onitsha is also a very big market after Lagos. So if you are close to Onitsha, you can go to this Onitsha, get all these items. It mustn't be medical equipment, it can be any other thing, but as medical practitioner, I think it's easy for us if we sell medical equipment like healthcare checkup, like sugar, to test for blood sugar, temperature, all these basic things, and even any other thing that interests you. But I think, see, if you are in medical, just face your side and sell something relating to what you have in-depth knowledge about, right? So that is that for e-commerce. Do you have any question before I proceed? Any question?
No, I don't have question. I understand all that you said. However, for this e-commerce own, this
Yeah.
e-commerce own,
Yes.
in a situation where you are doing drop shipping now,
Yes.
for example, now let's say maybe I want to partner with DG, you
Yes.
understand,
Yes.
and I want to do it with a drop shipping.
Yeah.
How effective can that be?
How?
Because drop shipping, I'm not in charge of the goods. I just source. So when it relate it,
Yes, yeah. What you just do is that you make arrangements with the supplier or the owner, or the importer or the wholesaler of the goods. So you just register on this platform as a vendor with them. They will approve you. It takes a process. Once they approve you, you can be posting. So once there's a request, once a customer place an order, Jumia or Konga will send you a mail or SMS that there's an order for this your item. So you've received an order, you will now go to these stores that you buy this. Either you buy that one or you take it on credit depending on the arrangement you've reached with them. Then you drop it at Jumia warehouse or any of their pickup points. They will pick it from there and they deliver it, they handle the payment and all of that. Once they deliver it to this user and the user pays the money, either cash on delivery or they pay online. Once they've concluded this, they will credit your account balance, because some of the your registration requirement is inputting your account numbers and all of that. So that is just how it works. Are you clear? Olivia, are you clear?
I'm clear. Thanks. Yes, it's clear now.
Okay, yes. So some of you that are just there selling items on your WhatsApp status and your Facebook, man, you're just limiting yourself. Take it to Jumia, take it to Konga, reach thousands of people every day. Put plenty of picture, you see your sales will tremendously increase, and that is just it. Your status is just, you're just limiting yourself. Most of people in your status will not even buy from you normally, because see finish syndrome. Normally it's very difficult for people that it's your contacts to patronize you, because they just feel that over familiarity thing, and yeah, beefing and all of that. It's part of it. So just take it out there, reach you as if you are selling what.
I need to be clear on something.
Okay.
Let me say you want to sell on Jumia or Konga,
Yes.
and Jumia does not have the product. I am the one that has the product.
Yes.
So does that mean I will need to have a delivery agent or a
No,
delivery company?
you don't need anything. Jumia has drop off points in different locations in Nigeria.
Okay.
So all what you just need, just go and drop it at that their drop off location. They will pick it and do the delivery.
Themselves.
Yes, they
Okay.
will collect the money sef. You will be seeing the status once they've collected it, once the person has paid. So once everything, they will credit your account.
Okay. All right. Cleared.
Yeah. So other ones include online consultation. Okay, if you are a doctor, if you are a nurse, you can do online consultation. There's this is trending now, right? People, especially in the time of this time of COVID and all of that, there's people don't like to move about. So you can do your online consultation as a doctor or as a physician, right? There are different platforms that are being that are doing that right now. Like there's a company in Nigeria now, Visitor is like an Egyptian company. They have presence in Nigeria, and they are doing marvelously well. Though you don't register as an individual, you have to register as an organization, as a doctor or as a physician to a hospital, right? So they will come and verify you and all of that. And then once people require your services, they book for a session with you and them. They charge these people, and they pay you. They take their commission, and they take their commission and pay you your money depending on how much you put out there. Aside working with this third party agent, this third party consulting this thing, you can set up your own. You can do your own consultation through Zoom. Yes, it's your operation, it's your skill. You can schedule Zoom appointments with patients, and you get to consult them, send them prescription, all of that. But just bear in mind that anything you are doing, you will be responsible for whatever you do. So don't do more than your capability, or more than what is within your license, right? So but it's obtainable. People do it, and people make a whole lot of money from it. So what are the skills that are necessary to carry out this thing? You have to have your basic necessary qualifications and license to carry out that, and you must be very good at the use of the internet. And also, above all, before people can even want to pay you for it, for them to have an online consultation, you must have an online presence. So you should either be doing blogging, vlogging, or podcast, talking about what you know how to do, talking about diseases, illnesses, or anything with respect to your field. If you're a nurse, you talk about childbirth, whatever that you think it's your core service that you do, you talk about it. The moment that you've established the fact that you are an authority on your field, people will always come for you. People will be willing to pay for them to have online consultation with you. So you don't have to charge so much price. The idea is charge so little but bulk of it, right? Not that you charge so much amounts, that's mistake I see most business people do. They charge so much and they end up not getting any customer. The idea is charge so little. Africa or Nigeria, it's a third world country. We don't have money, but we have population, so you have to capitalize on that population of your team. So if you can do 1,000 naira thing, and you can do five a day, if you calculate 5 in 30 days into 5 days, you know how much it is. But if you are waiting for you to do 10,000 naira, and you can just do one in a week, it's not profitable. That is the ideology of China's business in the world. Cheap things but quantity, right? So we have the population. That is just the advantage. So you have to key into that population thing that we already have. The next is video editing and animation, right? Most of us watch adverts and we see tests, videos pop out, go out. All of this, it's something you can do comfortably from your system, if you have a system, right? All these skills you can learn it in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. You are actually very good at it, and you'll be doing this for people when you are off at night. Me myself, I do most of these things, but most times at night, right? So if I can do it, most of these things, you too can do it. So it does not stop you from doing what you do every day, and you get to do these things. So if this video editing and animation is something that is of interest to you, like I said, it involves presenting tests in fashionable ways, videos for tests and videos to come and go out with animation and all of that. I guess you guys understand what I mean. The skills necessary for this include video editing and animation skills using computer, digital marketing. So the 13th on the list is medical apparel sewing. Most of us have interest in sewing, right? Most of us have interest in sewing. So you can take this your sewing practice to this your sewing hobby to focus more on medicals, right? Most of these apparels that medical personnel wear, your scrub and all of that, you can concentrate on that. Imagine you are so good in sewing these scrubs and all of that, different designs, different patterns, and you place it on Jumia or Konga. And if you can sew, maybe your off time you sew like 2 3, you keep them. I bet you just focusing on just that, you'll be making a whole lot of sales from this Jumia and the ones that you even be physically marketing to your friends and colleagues. So it's one thing. If you think you are fashion inclined, and you feel sewing is something you enjoy doing, you can key into that. So some of the skills that you'll be needing to do this, you have to have sewing skills, you have to have an eye for fashion, and you have to have digital marketing skills, because you want to reach a larger number of people. You won't be depending on your colleagues at work and people around you. So the next is affiliate marketing. So this affiliate marketing, it's one sweet one too. Also, affiliate marketing is you having a commission for helping people to sell their products or their services. So affiliate marketing can be for like hospital.
No,
Yeah.
I can't hear anything. I can't hear anybody. I can't hear anything. What's going on?
Can others hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I can hear you very well, clearly.
Okay, Olivia,
I can hear you very
I think it's
clear.
from your side, maybe your network or your microphone or something. I don't know. So let me still continue. So I said for affiliate marketing, it involves you helping people to sell their products or their services, right? And you get percentage for helping them make that sales. If you work for hospital, maybe like a specialist hospital, for instance, you can walk up to the owners of this hospital and tell them that, okay sir, I want to be a marketer, I want to be an affiliate marketer for you. If I bring so patients, what is my percentage, what is my commission, right? Not just for hospitals, also for laboratories. If I bring people for test for you, what is my percentage, how much am I going to get? For pharmacy stores, all of this. So it involves you walking up to these people, because Nigeria, here we are, it's not something that is common, but it's an opportunity. So if you walk up to them, no, but every organization has this problem of making sales. There's no organization that does not want more sales. And if they should understand that you can bring these sales to them without them having to be committed, like paying you monthly salary, they will always welcome it. So these people that do stuff, you can walk up to them, tell them, okay, I can bring so people to you, I can bring this, that, what is the percentage? Even software organizations too. So people that sell software, right, that make softwares for healthcare, right? Your hospital that you work, you can say, okay, there's this pharmacy software, maybe you're a pharmacist and they don't, you can, if you know organization that make the software, you can tell them, okay, if I should link you to my organization, if I can make this deal fly, what is my percentage for that? And they welcome it. And if you can push it through, you get your cut of the whole thing. So it's a good one, though there are still some organizations that have a well structured affiliate marketing program, whereby you get to post their links on your social media, and anybody that clicks that link and purchase that thing, a particular percentage will be recorded for you, right? I think Jumia has such thing. Yeah, the thing Jumia has it, and some other companies do have it, but those ones, the commissions are so little. But this one I just mentioned to you, if you can bring customer directly for all these organizations I've told you, medical organization, hospitals, laboratories, pharmacy store, software companies, right? You can be making up to like 50k for just referring people to do something, right? So it's something, though it involves you talking, because most of these things we are talking about, you have to be outspoken, you have to do serious work, you have to stand up every day and meet people, talk to people. So making money is actually not easy. So if you think you are good at talking and you can convince people, or you know of a particular product that is so good and these people are not having the kind of sales they desire, even if they are having the sales too, you want to tap into it, you can walk up to them and tell them that I can help you get this, how much is my percentage, what's my percentage? So other ones, I think this should be the last ones. We have shared facility consultation, right? Initially I said online consultation, but if you don't want to do online consultation, if you're a doctor, if you're a nurse, anesthesia or physiologist or therapist or whatever you do, if you have hospitals that you can partner with, you can go to this hospital and tell them, okay, if I bring clients and make use of your facility for consultation or carrying out my service, how much do I pay you? And if you reach this agreement, you can always be bringing your patients or your clients to those hospitals and you pay them their percentage and you do all of that. So if you are doing your online adverts and doing your marketing, and people are or talking about what you know, and people are asking for how to go about that sickness or something, or how to go about that particular problem, you can direct them to that physical shared facility that you had contract with, and they go there and you consult them and you get your percentage and you move. So that is one. Then the last among them is online tutoring. If you are good at teaching, or if you are so good at a particular subject matter, you can teach people online. It doesn't have to be medical, it can be as little as WAEC courses, O-level courses, or even undergraduate courses. There are now plenty of sites now that you can teach online and you get paid. So if that's an interest, we can discuss that. There are a lot of sites like that. There's for international teaching, there's Udemy. I think there are still some Nigerian owned ones too, even some that just received some fundings recently. So that is all of the opportunities that have been available. Okay. I think there's still two more left. So we have marketing. We all know what marketing is. You can market a product or a service on behalf of a company, and you decide how much you want to sell the thing. The company just tells you, okay, this particular item I sell it for 20 naira. You can sell it for 50 naira, 100 naira, and you give the company their 20 naira, and you make a profit. In short, the most paid people in every organization, at every reasonable organization anyway, are marketers. Reasonable organization in quotes, they are marketers, not just people that are marketing for random products that are available everywhere. No, if you market for very unique products or very unique services, right, you get so much money because you are being paid on percentage, and the best money is percentage money, right? Anything that you get to get percentage, if it happens to come in bulk, you see you make a whole lot of money that your 5 years salary self cannot even give you. You do that. Then voice over is you reading out text, and they play it over maybe a video or something, right? Like you see different adverts, people talk in the advert. So there's a microphone or a studio or something. You read out this text. So if you are very good in words, right, you are very good in speaking, you can convey your emotions in spoken words. You can do these voiceovers, right, and you get paid. The organization that does that, you can even do that, render those services online. So some of the skills you will need for this, you have speaking skills, use of voice to convey your emotions, and digital marketing. That is the number 18th hustle you can do on the side. Then the keys to success to all of these that I've just mentioned, like all these things are like I always tell people, all these things are like they are like games, right? They are like sports. There are different sports out there's football, there's basketball, there's hockey, there's a whole lot of it. Now all of us are new to this game, and bear in mind that in these games that I just mentioned, there are a lot of professional players out there. For you to start earning big time like these professional players, you have to understand the rules of the games, which is these skills that I've just mentioned. So you should master the skills first. First of all, put money aside and try to master the skills first. Once you've mastered the skill, you can now compete with these professionals, because there's nothing, any of these skills that I just mentioned, any of these hustles that I just mentioned, there are already people doing it. So you have to first learn the rules of the games and before you start earning. But if you put money first, I bet you'll be drained, you won't make anything, because most people just offer shabby service and they are charging so much for it. So you have to know your onions very well before getting into all of this. Then the keys to success is, one, you have to sacrifice a lot of things, right? Any of this, irrespective of the hustle you decide to pursue, you have to make sacrifice, right? You can decide to sacrifice your social life, limit your how you spend money on maybe fashionable things to acquiring some of this knowledge, because if you are the opinion that you learn all of these things for free, man, just wake up from a slumber. Most of these things you have to pay for it. All these contents you see on YouTube that are free, they are very of low quality. Good content or good stuffs cost money, so you can sacrifice some of the money you do for fashion or catching cruise to learn some of these things, right? So you can sacrifice some of your extracurriculum activities, maybe like if you are the person that goes to let's say you go to church 3 times in a week, you can sacrifice any of it, any of the days for to learn some of these skills.
Yes. Na Akwala church. Oh yeah.
I'm not saying you should stop going to church, right? It's sacrifice, up to you. Decide what you can give, what you can let go. Nobody's forcing you to do anything. If you can sacrifice your social life, good. If you feel it's number of days you go to
Oh,
church, you can sacrifice. It's up to you, but you must give out something. You cannot have everything at once, right? You must sacrifice something to
we can
get
multitask.
what,
We can multitask now.
wherever. But multitasking, it's really not profitable most times. The more you are multitasking, you are losing at one end. You have to give something full concentration. All this multitasking of a thing, except you are doing very basic thing. But if you are learning something deep, something very serious, something that is going to make a difference, something that is going to fetch you huge sum of money, it's not something you just do playfully. You have to give out so much thing for it. So another thing is focus. You have to be very focused. When we talk of focus, the way I see focus, or the way I get to define focus is um, follow one course until success. That is focus for me. Focus is not you doing this. Focus is not you today hear that this one is paying and you rush to it. This one is paying, you rush to it. No, that is not focus. Sometimes hard work means focus, and when we talk of that focus, it means you following one course until it becomes a success. So once you've decided on any of these things, they are not going to be profitable immediately. Some of them might take a year, some maybe 2 years, but the truth about it is that if you've mastered these things very well, it will be something that you do at ease, and you won't even remember that it took you all this while to learn all of these skills. If you want something that you can learn in 1 week, the easier something is easy to learn, the less profitable it is. The harder the thing, or the bigger problem you solve, the more money you make. So any of these things are highly profitable, but you have to be very focused. So sometimes different distractions will come. They will tell you, okay, this is where the whole money is now, this one is paying now. Then if you believe in what you are doing, you don't have to be distracted, because most times what people tell us is the good part of how everything works. They don't tell us the bad part of it. So you have to be very focused. Then in irrespective of what you are doing, you have to be very unique. Unique in the sense that you shouldn't be offering what people can get off the shelf. There are a lot of people are doing. It's not what's going into, right? If you are going into what people can easily get anyhow, man, I'll just advise you just stick to your regular work and enjoy your salary. If you really want to go into any of these things, you have to be very unique. Very unique. It's that your uniqueness that will make people come for you. Then you should also try to be affordable, right? Not people, you see some things that everybody knows the price, you just put it and you put one kind of very price, one kind of high price, and you expect people to patronize it. No, it does not work that way. Then whatever you are doing, it must be convenient, right? If you are coming to your status to sell something, you should have a convenient way of transporting that thing to wherever it is. If what you are selling or service that you are rendering, it's not affordable, or it's not convenient for you to reach your target audience, there's no point, right? When you look at the cost of what you are offering, and I can always get that thing in my location, what is the essence of you coming to your status and disturbing people? People can always get it where they are. So if you are going to something, it's either that yours is very original, right, or it's cheaper, right? It must have a unique thing that will make people to, okay, want to take the stress to buy that thing or spend the extra money to get it. If you are offering what I can get in my streets, and you are telling me that I will still have to pay for shipping to bring that thing over, man, it's not a good product, it's not a good business. You should just go and look for something better. Then you should know when to pivot. When we talk pivot in business, pivot means when to switch business. So if after you tried and tried and tried and you see that it's not working, man, you move, you change sharply. They don't do business with emotions. Some business are not profitable. Maybe you did it out of your love for a particular thing, because most of us go into business because we like something. Because you like shoe, you start selling shoe, and shoe is not people's problem, and you tried, people are not patronizing. Man, at that moment you have to pivot, but there are some conditions you have to meet before pivoting. You must make sure that you've put in substantial amount of effort in marketing and making your product better, because most people, they've not even put enough effort in their market, and they are not making sales, they just jump into the next thing. So there are some conditions that you have to meet before you pivot to another kind of business. So I think we've come to the end of the class for today. So in next class, it's not going to be all this talk anymore. We'll be doing more of practical. And what I promise to teach you people in this whole thing is, I can't teach you guys all of these things, but I promise to teach you guys digital marketing, because irrespective of any of these things you've chosen, digital marketing is a core thing among all of them, because you have to sell online, you have to reach thousands of people every day, not just selling on your status, or you're selling on your timeline. So I will teach you guys professional way to do all of this, and it's going to be more practical, and I'm going to assign people to organizations too. So I'll be writing to people that I work with, and I'll be telling them that let these people practice with their organization, and the more you practice, the more you get better at what you do. So to end the class, all of these skills that we've talked about, maybe on the WhatsApp group that I've created, if you are interested in any of these things, you guys can drop your interest on that group. Then you guys can be like a team or a group for that is interested in one particular thing. Then I will know how to advise you and put you through, or even recommend your learning paths that you follow, and while you also carry on with the digital marketing and the basic graphic design that we'll be doing. So that is all from my side here. So I can now entertain your questions before we call it a day. So questions,
I want,
please.
I want to ask a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, good evening, everybody. I'm Lillian. Please, I want to ask. There are some of the online side hustles that you mentioned that look like each other,
Okay.
like the photography, stroke videography. Then there's one that I think I can't really. No, please. I want to know if we can do a quick recap of the 17 side hustles. Can you do a quick recap of the 17 of them?
Okay. I'll just run quickly.
Yes.
Okay, because we already fast spent our time. I think we are about
Okay.
7 minutes, although we started late anyway. So first, I said blogging. Blogging means talking about your specialization, or talking about what you know how to do in tests, right?
Okay.
talking
Yeah.
about talking about your profession, or what people might be searching for in text. Then I say vlogging is same thing as blogging, but now in video, right? All of these things you would have written normally, we
Okay.
get to talk about them, right? So below them are the necessary skills that you will be needing. End of this class, I will share the slide with you. Then the next is podcast. Podcast is same thing with the blog and the video, but now in audio form. You get to talk with your voice. Then I say content creation. Now content creation, right? Blogging, content creation is a part of blogging, but if you're a blogger, you own your blog site. But if you're a content creator, you don't need to own a blog, you just have to provide content for people, for a blog site or for a website. So you write and you submit to the blogger, or you submit to the organization, and they upload, right? That is the key difference between blogging and this content creation. Then I said home medication service. It's as clear as that. You offer healthcare services at homes of people, right? but you have to make sure that people see you as an authority. So if they have medications, you can offer to come and give them that treatment, drip, injection and all of that at their residence, rather than them coming to the hospital to pay hospital beds money and all of that. Or even people that don't have they can't move, or they don't have the luxury to, or they don't enjoy coming to sleeping in the hospital and all of that. So you can go to people's home, get the doctors care plan, and you administer it at their home. Then website design, it involves building websites for organizations, hospitals, laboratories, pharmacies, any kind of business. But now you don't have to learn programming languages. You just click and drop, just like designing on CorelDRAW, these graphic design applications, click and drop. That is website design. They will have web and app development. The key difference between web and app development is I think website design appeared twice here. So the difference between web app development and website design is, in web app development you build application, you build software that does a particular thing, right? I told you there are different parts of web and app development. You have the front end, back end, and the full stack. I said the front end, they build software, the front part of the software, things that you see when you see the software, things that you see, you click, those are the front end. Then the back end part of it is people that build what happens at the background. When you click save, what then happens? When you search for something, how does the results come? How does it fetch it from the database? So that is back end. Then full stack web developer does all of the whole thing, they do everything. So that is a full stack developer. Then there's a mobile app developer. Mobile app developer build apps for phones, apps that reside on your phone. Those apps you download on your Play Store or iOS store, those are mobile app developer. Then I think I mentioned web design. Then I said photography and videography. It's self-explanatory. If you find interest in shooting videos and taking pictures, it's one interest you can do at your leisure time. You can take people pictures, do their pre-wedding photo shoots or their birthday shoots. It's a skill that you can, once you can get a digital camera, you can learn it online, master it, constant practice, you'll be so good at it. You can even be covering events, weekends and all of that. If it's something that interests you, it's something you can do. And I said e-commerce. E-commerce involves you buying stuff from other places and selling online. You can make use of established e-commerce sites in Nigeria like Jumia, Konga, Gigi and the rest of them. All you do, you don't need to own the products, you don't need to worry about delivery. All what you just need is to establish that relationship with people that the major distributors of these items, right? I say, like I told you, if you go to these major markets, these Igbo traders or these Igbo importers, they don't know how this internet thing works. But you that knows the internet, you can go and partner with them, talk to them, take these their products, come and list them on Jumia, list them on Konga, put good pictures, describe them very well. People will make order. Once they make order, you receive the alert that is an order. You then go and drop it at their location. They will pick it from their supply, collect the money and pay you. So all of those things that you sell on your WhatsApp and your timeline, take it to Jumia, register as a Jumia vendor, put it there, so that thousands of people will be seeing it every day, so that you make more money for yourself. Then I said online consultation. Online consultation is attending to your patients or your clients online without having a physical office, right? So you can consult people for illnesses and get paid for it. Then I say video editing and animation, right? Video editing, like we do see adverts, videos, all these things, the text that show up goes off, right? These are video animations. You can do that, and you can do it for organizations, or you can even do the organization that you can render these services online. So at night or at your leisure time, once you have this contract, you get to do them, or even tell people that can help you do this and you charge them for it. Then say medical apparel sewing. So if you like sewing of clothes and all of that, I said you can sew medical clothes like scrubs and all of that. You can sew them and place them on Jumia and Konga and all of that. People order for it and you sell, or you can even sell it directly to your colleagues at work. And I said affiliate marketing is helping people to sell their products or their services for a commission, right? If especially for hospitals, pharmacy store, laboratories, you can bring clients and you get a percentage for bringing people. If it's a software company, you can help the company sell their software and they give you a percentage for helping them sell their software. So that is that for affiliate marketing. Then says shared facility consulting. If you have a friend or anybody that has a hospital and you don't have, but you are very much present online, if people start asking for questions and there's a need for you to physically consult them, you can speak to these people that they have hospitals and tell them, okay, I want to be bringing patients to your hospital or clients to your hospital for consultation. How much will they charge? And they'll tell you their charges, and you make use of their facility, and you take the rest. Then I said online tutoring. It's you teaching people what you know online. There are a lot of platform you can render your teaching services, and you get paid. The good thing about it is that if you've recorded it, you keep earning from it. It's not something you keep doing. It's just you record once and the money keeps coming. So if you take the stress to be good at something, record, upload on these channels, once people buy these courses online, most of us buy courses on plural sites, Udemy and the rest of them. Yes, these people that put up this content, they get paid for it, and most of them they've put this content 5 years, 3 years ago, and they keep getting money from it. It does not stop them from doing their normal everyday job. So if this is something that interests you, you can you can do that also. And then I say marketing. We all know what marketing is: helping people to sell their products or service. This one is not with commission. You decide the price. You can tell people, I will help you sell this. How much are you selling it? Once you help them sell, you give them their money and you take the rest of it. It's a very lucrative one if you know how to do it. If you are very good in talking, if you have good communication skill and you are outspoken. And I say voiceovers. Voiceovers is reading out scripts, written scripts over videos or animations, right? You see people talk on adverts. So those most of those voice are being pre-recorded, so they just play it over the videos or the text that is being shown. So if you are very good in speaking, if you can bring if you can convey emotions through words, this is something you can do. If you master it, you can be recording, you can be speaking, um, you can be speaking for people to use for their adverts or anything. So I think that is that for all of them. So I guess that is a quick of everything.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Ojinaka.
Yes.
You said from the next class we'll be taking them one after the other, right?
Yes, not all of them anyway. I say what I'm going to be
Okay.
concentrating is digital marketing, because digital marketing cuts
Marketing.
across every one of them, because irrespective of what you decide to do, you
Okay.
would want to sell online. So I will take my time to do more of digital marketing and plenty of practical, and assign people to organizations. Then I will do little graphic design, because you have to be doing graphic design. It's not good for you to be paying people or just yeah, it's very basic one anyway. So that is that. So I said in the WhatsApp group, any of this, if you are interested, just indicate that okay, I'm interested in this. So we'll merge people together and form a group for you, and I will advise on how you can go about learning that particular thing. If it's one I can do, I'll let you know. If it's one that you have to
Um,
learn from somewhere, I'll give you a link to where to learn it from and all of that. So any other
all
question?
right. None from me.
How about that, people? Okay, since no question, I will say
No, on my side.
okay. Okay, since no question, I think this is the end of the class. Thank you all for coming around.
All right. Thank you.
you so
Yeah.
much for the lesson.
Yeah. Good night, everybody.
Nice.